As you may know, skateboarders don't have very many places where they can go to skate freely. Most businesses kick you out within a few minutes, a lot of cities make it illegal to even skate down the sidewalk, and DIY skate spots are constantly getting destroyed even when they're built in the middle of nowhere. The one place that skateboarders are supposed to be able to go to where they aren't bothered is skate parks, but unfortunately, even skate parks aren't a safe place, which makes it that much more annoying since there really isn't anywhere else to go. In this video, we're going to go over the most annoying people at skate parks. So first up, we have kids using the skate park as a playground. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen kids just running around on ramps or using a quarter pipe as a makeshift slide, and this is honestly one of the most annoying things to deal with. I don't know about everyone else, but I always feel bad having to tell little kids to get out of the way, and a lot of the times they don't even listen, even if you ask nicely. For some reason, parents see it as okay to let their kids run all over the skate park, which is pretty messed up because not only is it annoying to the skaters, but it's also dangerous to the kids. Most of the time, the kids running around are a lot smaller than the skaters, and if they happen to run into someone, the kid is pretty likely to get hurt. I get that the ramps might look like fun slides to play on, but realistically, you would never see a parent let their kid run onto a basketball court or a soccer field, so they should have that same mentality when it comes to a skate park. Number 2 on the list is film crews and events. Whether it be a music video, a photo shoot, a yoga class, or whatever other random activity people do, using a skate park as a venue is always super annoying to all of the skaters there. People love to use skate parks as some edgy backdrop, but in reality, it just looks really cheesy and it gets in the way of skateboarders using the park for its intended purpose. Then there's the awkward situation where you have to try to skate around them, and if you do ask them to leave, they look at you like the bad guy, as if they're somehow justified to set up shop in the middle of a skate park. To make it worse, 99% of the time, these people do have the option of going somewhere else, but since skateboarding is illegal in so many places, the skateboarders don't. I've personally seen a lot of weird situations at skate parks before, and I'm guessing a lot of you have too. So if you have any good stories of your own, then leave them in the comments because I know this is something that a lot of skaters deal with. For number 3, we have scooter kids. Now, I have an entire video dedicated to why skateboarders don't like scooter kids, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it is worth mentioning. In a nutshell, I feel like the main reason why skaters think scooter kids are annoying is that they tend to get in the way. They also have a tendency to overwax things at the skate park, and they can also be loud and obnoxious, but I think getting in people's way is the primary reason. Now, to be fair, not all scooter kids do this. For the most part, it's only the really young scooter kids that are known for causing problems. The thing is, they kind of ruin the reputation for scooter riders in general, which is why a lot of skaters get so annoyed with them. Personally, I don't care what you ride as long as you have normal skate park etiquette, but there's a lot of skaters out there who hate scooter riders regardless if they're polite or not. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on this one, so if you want to truly understand the skater versus scooter rivalry, then check out the full video that I made on it. Next up, we have security guards. Now, I know a lot of you might be wondering, how can a security guard be a problem at a skate park when it's a place that skateboarders are allowed to be? But believe it or not, it is a real thing. I've seen a ton of situations where security guards hassle skateboarders at skate parks for things that really shouldn't matter. For example, I once got in trouble by a security guard for skating without a shirt on at the skate park when it was literally 96 degrees out. Ironically, I pointed out that some guys were also playing basketball nearby without shirts on, but the security guard said that it was allowed because it wasn't at the skate park. I've also seen security guards hassle skateboarders for skating after hours, or skating without wearing pads, or even just skating on the sidewalk next to a skate park. I realize that some of these things are technically rules that cities have in place, but sometimes it seems like people are just looking for things to complain about. I feel like because people aren't that familiar with skateboarding, they're a lot more strict on it than they would be with a normal sport, and it's almost like they're waiting for skateboarders to mess up. The way I see it, skateboarders get hassled by security enough when they're out skating in the streets, so they should at least be able to go to the skate park without getting bothered. Up next, we have rollerbladers. Rollerbladers aren't as common at skate parks as they used to be, but when you do see them, they can still be annoying to deal with. The main reasons why rollerbladers can be kind of annoying is because they always overwax things, and they also tend to snake a lot. The problem is, both of these things are kind of natural to rollerblading. Because of the way their skates are made, rollerbladers have to wax things a lot more than skateboarders in order to make them grind. Also, even if they don't mean to snake people, the way someone maneuvers on roller skates is a lot different than how someone maneuvers on a skateboard, so a lot of times they end up doing it even if it's not on purpose. Again, I don't care what anyone else is doing as long as they have good skate park etiquette, but there are a lot of skateboarders who get pretty heated about rollerbladers at skate parks. Next on the list are parents. So right away, I will say that there's a lot of cool parents that go to skate parks. Some of my friends I grew up with had really cool supportive parents that would bring everyone to the park, drop off food and water, or even going as far as bringing a leaf blower to help clean up the park. Those aren't the kind of parents that I'm talking about. The parents I'm talking about are the ones who cause problems for all of the other skaters at the park. One scenario I've seen is parents sitting on obstacles and getting upset when they're asked to move, even if the skater asks nicely. There's dozens of other situations like these that happen all the time, and it can be frustrating to deal with parents who don't understand skateboarding culture and end up causing problems for everyone else. Again, I'm not talking about the parents who film their kids skating or even walk around the park to help their kids out. For the most part, the parents that are annoying are the ones who aren't considerate and cause problems for people trying to skate. The next annoying thing at skate parks are people with RC cars. This might sound kind of random, but believe it or not, skate parks are a hotspot for RC cars, and it happens more often than you would think. Basically, people get these crazy remote control cars that are super fast, and they take them to skate parks to launch them off the ramps. This is pretty dangerous since those cars are kind of heavy and they go pretty high in the air, so if someone got hit by one, it could definitely be a problem. If there's no one around, this one isn't a major problem because the cars aren't strong enough to damage ramps or anything, but if there's people trying to skate, not only can it be annoying, but it's also pretty unsafe. Next on the list are bikes. From my experience, I've seen two kinds of people who ride bikes at the skate park. The first kind are little kids who can barely ride around and usually get in people's way. Obviously, this is annoying, and just like with scooter kids, they usually have no concept of skate park etiquette. The second kind are actual BMXers who are usually much more considerate. However, because their bikes have pegs on them, they tend to break the ramps. It's kind of unfortunate because in my experience, most BMXers are really cool, but their pegs chip concrete and wood, so a lot of skateboarders find them annoying. I've seen this firsthand where BMXers are really just minding their own business and trying to have fun riding, but their bikes just naturally mess up ramps and rails. Even if it's not done on purpose, it can still be annoying since skate parks are really hard to get built in the first place, and bikes tend to mess them up a lot faster than skateboards. Up next are random people who loiter. Since skateboarding is somewhat of an underground activity, skate parks naturally attract a lot of sketchy characters, which ends up giving actual skateboarders a bad rap. I've seen all kinds of random people at skate parks, from homeless people to people who sell things that they shouldn't be selling, and every other weird character you can imagine. These types of people usually cause problems for the skateboarding community since a lot of cities and municipalities lump them together with skateboarders, even if the people causing the problems aren't actually skaters. For example, I've seen tons of situations where skate parks get spray painted by people who don't even skate. Then, the local government wants to blame the skateboarders and close down the skate park, even though it wasn't the skaters who did it. This is just one example of many, but the point is that these random people who hang out at skate parks but don't skate tend to be sketchy, and they can end up ruining things for everyone else. Another annoying thing at skate parks is when people are doing parkour. Parkour! For those who don't know, parkour, also known as free running, is basically when someone runs from point A to point B and usually does a bunch of jumps and flips along the way. Naturally, this makes skate parks an interesting destination for people who are into that, but as you probably could have guessed, it gets in the way of everyone trying to skate. Even if the people doing it are nice and friendly, when you're out there skating around, you don't want someone running up and down the quarter pipe. Now, to be fair, I will say that most of the people who do parkour at skate parks are considerate enough to do it when no one is there, but that's not always the case, and if there are people trying to skate, they should definitely get priority. I'm not trying to complain too much because at the end of the day, it's just nice to even have skate parks to go to, which isn't the case for a lot of skaters. With that said, since skateboarders don't have anywhere else to go, it'd be nice if they didn't have to deal with people bothering them at the one place that they do have. A skate park is called a skate park for a reason, and all of these other random things that people do there really just make it harder for people to use the park the way that it was meant to be used. If you think I left anything off the list, or if you have any annoying skate park stories of your own, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Do me a favor and leave a like on the video. Check out the links in the description. Shout out to Trade Coffee again for sponsoring the video. And with that said, thanks for watching.